Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We've been gone for a few weeks, I think. Oops, that wasn't meant to happen. So we're finally back, and yeah, I am once again healthy. I was just sick for more than a week, and thus no videos were coming out on the channel, but this is going to be our first live stream in a while. And we'll take a look at your requests as always, and let me just see if I think everything should be fine. If there's anything wrong with the audio or with the video, you guys can let me know later. So let's pull up the Bitcoin chart. All right, so the market took a bit of a pullback recently. Now, if we switch over to Bitcoin, and let's say we go to this chart here. All right, so taking a look at Bitcoin, we got very overextended, of course. We're still very far away from the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. The RSI is still in the overbought. And I think this correction is not over yet. You know, long story short, I don't think the correction is over yet. We might dip even slightly lower, maybe even below $60,000. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm just going based on what we have. So we still have quite a bit of time before the halving. I think a bit more than 2 weeks. And then usually after the halving, there's also a pullback. So I would say there's still a good chance for the next month or so we could have either a quick drop to the 20 EMA on the weekly and then a recovery, or just a slow dragging retracement to $60,000 to $55,000, and that's where we bottom out and we have another leg up in the markets. That's what I think. So supposedly, if we printed this top, this would be the wave 3. And right now we're looking to see where our wave 4 is going to bottom out. As long as it's not below the wave 1 high, we should be good. So as long as we don't drop below, $31,000, we should be good to go. So even if we drop to, let's say, 45,000, we're still in a very, very good shape for this bull market continuation. But of course, people aren't expecting a huge drop, even though some of us would like it. But a huge drop would definitely cause panic and a lot of selling pressure and cascade of liquidations and so on and so forth. So once the wave 4 is done, and presumably, let's say, it's going to be sometime in May, from there we have, let's say, 7-8 months of just straight up bull market. And can we get to $124,000 by the end of the year? It's possible. It's very possible. Like I said, I am more inclined to believe that the top is going to be sometime around the end of the year, maybe the start of 2025. We don't know for sure, but with the way things have been turning out, it does look like the top is not going to be in November 2025, at least, because a lot of people were predicting that based on calculations and averages from the previous bull market cycles. And I don't think we're going to be, going into 2025 November and printing that peak there. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I'm just saying what I think. And you guys can let me know what you think, but Overk D, hello. Good to have you back. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back, and we'll get back to uploading videos on YouTube as well, because we started doing Patreon a few days ago, and now we're going to be back on YouTube. So if you have any requests, just let me know. Thank you all for joining the live stream. Make sure to hit the like button and check out the Patreon link down below in the description if you want to get access to a lot of exclusive content like my portfolios, my buy alerts, my sell alerts, the low caps that we cover there. Everything is going to be available to you for free for 7 days. Abhiram Adusumili, I'm probably butchering that name. Hey, Hazik, hope you're doing great. I'm doing very good. Thank you very much. Ailey goes, hi there. I hope you're well. I'm at work currently. I noticed your SBR buy in alert, wondering what your price target is for Saber. Gotta go. Have a nice day. Okay, so we'll take a look at Saber in just a bit. There's one more thing I want to show you. So if we switch over to the CME FedWatch tool, you can see that the probabilities for interest rate cuts for the June meeting is at 53%, which is not bad, but it's not 90% like it is for September. So if they're still going to go ahead with their 3 promised cuts in 2024, the latest they could start is September. And in September, as you can see, there's a 90.67% expectation, and that is because of simple math. If you want to have 3 cuts, then you do need to start cutting in September so that you can cut in November and then in December, because those would be the last 3 meetings in 2024. And as of right now, for the May meeting that we're going to have on May 1st, there is a 95% of a no change. So essentially, we're going to have another no change, and the June meeting is what we're going to be hoping for. And that's when we could start rolling into those euphoric stages of the bull market. Once the printers go back on, it's going to get crazy. So hopefully you've been buying a lot of your altcoins during the bear market and during the past few months, because we did get a few nice retracements here and there. And overall, the market is not looking too overextended, I would say. Some of the altcoins have pulled back quite significantly, like Polkadot, for example, Polygon. We have Chainlink pulling back down, Uniswap pulled back down, Near Protocol, if you were looking to get into that, Cosmos. Yeah, so you can see you can still get into some of the higher cap altcoins, and we'll take a look at a few lower cap altcoins as well. So let's start off with the first request that we got. So SBR, we did get into SBR on Patreon. We did do that, and if I can just switch to my watch list. By the way, Pocket is doing really good. Pocket Network is doing really good. So let's switch over to SBR or Saber. Okay, so we had that fib. Okay, we're pulling back down below the 0.236. So now there's a big chance we're going to be dropping back to 0.00289, since we lost the 20 MA on the weekly and we lost the 0.236. So I would say if you manage to buy in somewhere at higher prices over here at 0.005 or 6, it's going to be a really good opportunity for you to fill up your bags. We'll probably do that as well. And of course, my patrons will be advised with buy alerts as soon as I get into anything. So let me just drop a price tag for you. There we go. So 0.00289 would be your massive support level that I hope we can hold, because as you can see, historically, we did have this as a resistance level, before that as a support, and then we broke above it, back test of support, a bounce to the upside. So maybe we have another bounce and a nice smooth double bottom pattern. We'll see. But this is a very, very low cap project, so there is no point in essentially giving long-term predictions unless we start breaking out. Actually, we have to go to CoinGecko for this one. I keep forgetting that CoinMarketCap doesn't like showing us the correct data for all the projects. So it's a $4.3 million market cap. And is 100x possible from here? I think it is, because $430 million market cap is really easy to get to, especially if Solana is going to continue pumping the way it has been pumping. All of the Solana projects are going to be doing the same. And Saber did perform well in the previous bull market. If we go to the all-time, as you can see, they got listed essentially in August during the bull market. And then we had a massive, massive pump into the 90 cents area. Okay, no market cap there. Let's go to max here. Okay, and it doesn't look like Well, there is a bit of token dilution there, as you can see. So the circulating supply is 1.19 billion tokens out of the total 10 billion tokens. So we have 19% out in circulation. Total value locked is $21.4 million. And when the total value locked is greater than the actual market cap, that shows you that the project is undervalued. So it's just, we just have to wait until this starts pumping again. And this is a good opportunity for anyone to get into Saber if you still haven't done so. And yeah, there's not a lot to cover, to be honest with you. There is a few support levels we can take a look at if we drop in another fib. Let's actually switch over to the daily and do that on the daily. So this would be your daily, and what we can do is drop a fib. So right now on the daily, we're holding the golden ratio, the 0.03513 cents. That's the 0.618 Fibonacci level. So that would be your golden ratio, and we're going to hope for a bounce from here. Because if we don't get a bounce, then there's a pretty good chance we're going to be coming back down and retesting either the 786 or the 1 fib level. And you can set up buy limit orders in advance for both of these levels just to be on the safe side. And I would, if I didn't have any tokens yet, I would probably start dollar cost averaging at the current prices. And then if we break below 0.0022, you always have these extension levels down below that you can take a look at. So the 1.272, the 1.414, and the 1.618. So we took this high, we took this low, and then you're going to have these extension levels in case you drop below the local bottom there from January 2024. But again, this is a low cap project. You don't really want to be super focused on these specific levels, specific support levels. Just keep buying. Not a financial advice, of course, but if it's a low cap, just keep buying and you won't regret it during the bull market. Now, if we were going to do, let's say, 100x, that would put the market cap at $430 million, right? But what if we get to $1 billion market cap? What if we get to an $800 million market cap? That's a 200x. So even if you're putting a very, very small amount of your portfolio into this, the potential, right? The potential profit that you could have is incredible. So I would definitely look into Saber if you haven't already. Thank you all for joining the live stream, guys. Hello there. Hello, Luis Caballos. Hi, Hazik. Can you please do stacks and GLM if it's possible? GLM or is it GLMR? What is GLM? GLM is Golem, right? Okay, the entire supply is out in circulation, which is nice. This is listed on Binance. Okay, so this is an old coin. Yeah, you can see it didn't perform well during the previous bull market. It didn't break the previous all-time high. There wasn't any token dilution, so this would definitely be a no-no for me. Building ecosystem to provide computing power to the AI industry, a peer-to-peer marketplace for distributed computing resources. It's in a bullish niche, but it's just that it's such an old project. I don't know if we can get, if we can even break the 2017, 2018 bull market top. So let's take a look at the other request that you had. I think it was stacks, right? But that's a super old coin there. Okay, stacks also has 100% of the supply out, which is good. I hope this is the stacks that you wanted me to take a look at, right? I guess it's STX. It's this one. So $4.5 billion market cap, 79.8% in circulation, which is really good. We're already breaking above the 2021 bull market high. That's really good to see. So Binance, okay, you can get the token pretty easily anywhere. Let's remove that and let's add Stacks. Okay, let's open up the weekly chart here. Okay, that's 2019. Okay, yeah, we're doing really well. Let's pull up the fib and let's add. Okay, so we still haven't gotten to the 1.272 yet, just yet. We are quite overextended. So if you're asking whether I should buy in or not, I would definitely not be buying in at the current prices because look at the RSI, look at the move here from the bottom in August 2023. We're up 7x, a bit more. So I would definitely wait. I would definitely wait until we at least get back down to the 20 EMA or this previous bull market top. So you take a look at where the candle closure is. That's where the first fib level is, and that's $2.43. Now, if let's say you bought in down here, and now you're just waiting for the targets to be met, then you're all good. I don't think you should be selling right now. Of course, not a financial advice. But let's go through the multiple targets that we have here. So you have $6.60, and then you have $10.90, which is roughly $11, and then the 27.5 range, which is going to be the second fib level, which is going to be that euphoric pretty much stage peak that we could get. And from the current prices, $27 is a 9x. If we take a look at the market cap, a 9x, yeah, that's going to be quite high. That's going to be quite high, isn't it? I don't know if we can, like a $37 billion market cap. If it's possible, and you think it's possible, then there's no reason why you should be selling right now. So Stacks is a Bitcoin layer for smart contracts. It enables smart contracts and decentralized applications to use Bitcoin as an asset and settle transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. Again, if that niche is going to be exploding during the bull market, we could definitely see a, $35 billion market cap for Stacks, which would put it at $27.5 dollars per token, roughly. But if you got in at these 25 cents prices back in January 2023, congratulations. That was really good. If you got in during this pullback here, congratulations. This was a really, really good entry. And then, of course, we exploded, and this is when people start FOMOing in. So if you're looking to get into this, I would probably say it's a no for me, unless we have a correction at least back to $2. That's for me. Generally speaking, I would say the retest of the first fib level would be a good area to start accumulating. And of course, like, you have to wait for the RSI to retrace a bit. Look for these previous peaks from 2021. And once those get retested, that's a nice indicator that is telling us potentially we're going to see a bounce from here. But yeah, that's what we have for Stacks. Don't have it thinking to get in. Like, if you want to get into it and it's going to be one of those projects to balance out your portfolio, it's going to be like a high cap, mid cap altcoin just to kind of make some safe gains, then I guess Stacks would be a good entry. A good project, but not a good entry right now. Definitely not a good entry because you would be buying all-time high prices. You don't want to be doing that. Now, having said that, we did break above the all-time high, and usually when that happens, projects just go parabolic. So we broke above the all-time high. We could have a slight back test, and then we could continue pumping here. And we can definitely see a 1, 2, 3 here, or even if we get there. So let's see where this wave 3 takes us, whether it's the 1.414 or the 1.618, but Stacks is performing really well. So I would look at some other projects that haven't pumped that much and that have a lower market cap, if you're looking for more gains, of course. As for Golem, I would completely ignore that project, Louise. I would ignore that because you don't want to be getting into these old projects. Yes, they might be a bit safer, but I mean, look at the price action here. It's just a sideways channel. Like, why would you risk putting your money into something that hasn't been performing well when you can just put your money into something that's in a bullish niche right now? And although we have to say it is in a bullish niche, right? It is trying to distribute computing power to AI, to the AI industry, but there's a lot of projects doing that already. Why not get into some of the hot ones? Why would you go for an oldie like this? So that's my opinion. Okay, so we do have a request from, let's see. Yeah, we'll just try to prioritize the patrons first. So UBXS, let's take a look at that. UBXS token, $15.7 million market cap, circulating supply closer to 50% from what I can see. Of course it has a massive pump. Why wouldn't it? Gate.io and MEXC. So let's read about it. The UBXS utility token created by Bixos aims to connect the physical and virtual worlds through innovative applications of blockchain technology. With a market cap of over 100 trillion, real estate presents a significant opportunity for disruption. Bixos seeks to integrate the sector with cutting-edge solutions in tokenomics and Web3 to transform property ownership and transactions. So seems like it's in the RWA narrative. I think I should save that to my watch list, to be honest with you. Let's take a look. Uniting the physical and virtual worlds. And the team, I think, is supposed to be doxed, right? Yeah, of course they are. I don't think we'll have an RWA project that's not doxed. That just wouldn't make sense, I think. But let's pull up the price action chart. And let's go for the MEXC chart here. Okay, MEXC is a bit UBXS. Let's go for the Gate.io chart. Let's see if there's more trading data there. Yes, there is. Okay, so this is the weekly here. We immediately have a few levels of resistance. We broke above all of those. And we got to the second fib level here. So now with this retracement, what you could look at is the 1.272. That'd be a nice target just below 20 cents there at 19 cents. That'd be a nice level for us to retest. Of course, if we have a bounce from this top that we created in April 2022, we could just fly from there, right? If you start correcting and you get down to 24 cents from there, you could have your next move up. So I would say 24 cents should be your first area to target. Yes, right now we're sitting at 42 cents, but we're a bit overextended. Look at the RSI. We want to see a bit of a retracement here. We don't want to buy in and chase green candles. Like once we get to the 24 cents range, that's going to be a 64% retracement from the local top, or from the all-time high, I should say, because that's the new all-time high. Once we get that retracement, then we can start getting into the project. Let's switch over to the daily, just real quick here. On the daily, you can wait until the RSI gets down into the oversold. So just like we were sitting down here in August 2023, we could get a retracement, or even if we get as low as, 30, 40, 35, 40, just like we were down here in December 2023. So you don't really want to be chasing coins that did, like a 9x, a 10x in a few days. That's not really smart. But if you're looking to get into the project for the long term, maybe you can buy a bit here, but I would start buying in off of the support levels I gave you. And then if we end up dipping even below that, even lower, then, so be it. Just keep buying more tokens. As for targets to the upside during the bull market, it's going to be really hard to give you anything specific because we haven't been through a bull market before with this project. Like, we could do this, for example. We could set up that fib from the bottom there in December 2022 to the previous all-time high in April 2022, and we get our 1.618 at $1.23. And then we have our second fib level at $3.32. So that would be a nice target for us. But of course, if this gets too parabolic, it could absolutely destroy all of these levels and just continue pumping. So yeah, I would wait for a retracement. Hey there, Crypto Seth. How are you doing, my friend? No problem, Louise. Walaikum assalam. Can you please talk about DOT, Moonriver, and Sui in the short term? So I'll be dropping videos on DOT and Moonriver pretty soon. As for Sui, let's take a look at Sui because I don't do updates on Sui that much on the channel. Okay. I think we get asked about Sui on every single live stream, I believe. All right, so taking a look at the daily here, obviously massive move to the upside. I would not be getting into this if I'm being honest with you. Unless I just want a safe altcoin, then yeah. 346% from the bottom there. I think the market cap should be slightly above 2. Yeah, there we go, 2 billion, just above $2 billion. Let's take a look at the unlock schedule here for Sui, because if it's going to be aggressive unlocks, then I would probably stay away from it. So the next unlock is going to be in 26 days. That's going to be 8.27% of the total supply. May 3rd. So on the 3rd of every month, we're going to be getting unlocks. It doesn't look like it's that much. It doesn't look like it's that much. Well, this up, essentially what's going to happen is that the May unlock is going to be huge. It's going to be an 8% unlock. But after that, it should straighten out a bit, and we shouldn't be seeing too big of an unlock. So May is going to be the big unlock. So I would probably stay away from this until we see what happens with the unlock. So after May 3rd, if we get a dump after that, that's when you can get in. But if right now we're sitting at 12% or 13% circulating supply, this is going to go up to 21% in May. So I would wait until that plays out, and then we can take a look at Sui as an altcoin to add into the portfolio. But in terms of support levels, you can take a look at $1.40, because historically you can see this was a support and resistance at the start of the year. And based on the fib that we have set up, which is from it should be on the weekly here, from the bottom here in October to the local top from May 2023, as you can see, we got to the 1.414 already, and we are breaking below the 1.272. So from the local top there, we're down 26 to 30%, which is not bad. But again, I would wait for a retracement back to $1.40 and the 20 EMA. that would be a really, really good entry. And worst case scenario, we just get down to $1.24, which is the previous top here. Of course, if there's a flash crash, a black swan event, everything can just dip real quick and we can dump below 90 cents in an instant. But if we're expecting bullish continuation, then of course, these prices are to be expected to be retested if we get a pullback. But I'm not going to give you 80 cents just because I want 80 cents. That's not how it works. But yeah, let's wait until May 3rd, and then we can take a look at SUI in terms of the support levels. We'll see if there is going to be any selling pressure at all, right? Just because there is an unlock does not mean that those 8% of tokens are going to be sold off instantly. Now, some of them are probably going to get sold off because investors want to capitalize on the pump, but I don't think all 8% are going to be dumped. And I think if you're bullish on the project, then you should be buying at any price, really. But if you're looking to get into it as a speculative bait, I would definitely avoid buying these local tops, which essentially we're at a local top right now. Where have you been, G? Well, I've been gone for the past 2 weeks. I've been sick, Seth. So now I'm finally back. How are you doing, Seth? Where have you been? Where have you been, Seth? No problem, Lord Mubarak. No problem. All right. Yeah, if you're a patron, just let me know whenever you're sending in your request. Just add a little note saying that you're a patron, and we'll prioritize patron requests first. And again, if you're looking to get into my Patreon, let's do a little bit of an ad here for those of you who may not be familiar with the Patreon that we have, but we do have a lot of exclusive content there. More than 70 plus low caps. Let me just pull this up for you. So the link is going to be down below in the description, but we do have, I think, 63, 64 people already, and we do updates on a daily basis. Of course, I was sick for 2 weeks, so we didn't have a lot of content over the past 2 weeks, but we usually have a lot of content coming out on a daily basis, such as trade alerts, such as podcasts, low caps. As you can see, we have 53 videos here, but I should update the playlist. We have around 70 low cap gems. There we go. 78 low cap gems, 211 trade alerts, and 42 podcast episodes. So you're getting access to a lot of content here. And then you can decide for yourself whether you want to stick around or not. If it's not for you, then that's fine. If it is for you, then feel free to join. Okay, let's... I've been on the low. You've been on the low. Who are you hiding from, Seth? Is someone after you? Are you running away from some government, or... I'm just messing with you, Seth. Okay, so let's go to Hassan Ekman asking for FTM. So we'll do FTM, and then we'll do a few more, and we'll start wrapping up. Okay, so I think I have FTM in my main watch list here. There we go. So FTM had a really, really good bounce here from the support block, and I believe we were doing videos on FTM down here, as you can see. And we gave you the support block, and we wicked into that block just briefly. So if you managed to get in, you would have been up approximately 7x already. Let's extend the fib here to the right side just a bit more. There we go. So essentially what happened is we ran into the golden ratio, which was, of course, our previous support over here and over here. So we retested as resistance. What we need to do now is we need to hold a support level, a major support level, because if we keep dumping below these support levels, that is essentially going to be a dead cat bounce. So what that means is that once you print a high and you print your low and you start retracing, you run into the golden ratio here, and then a dead cat bounce essentially takes you down to where you came from, which is down here, December 2022 low. Now we don't want to go back down that low because that would be bad news for FTM. What we want to do is we want to hold 56 cents here. That would be a really, really nice level for us to retest. Yes, it's going to be quite a bit of a pullback, 50% pullback from the local top, but that is a really good entry point, and that is going to be a really, really strong bounce, technically speaking, because this was our resistance in January 2023 and in December 2023. And a bounce off of that level will just solidify the fact that we have flipped that level to support, and we can continue moving from there. But I would definitely avoid FTM for now because it's so high away from the 20 MA, and it's very close to the local top that we printed there. And I bet if we go into the RSI, it's going to be in the, well, we're recovering from the overbought. So I would wait for that level there, 56, 57 cents. Don't have round numbers in your buy limit orders, as always. That's something that I advise you on, because if you have round numbers, a lot of people are going to pile in on the same price, right? If it's, let's say, 57 cents, everyone's going to pile in with their limit orders on 57 cents. But if you're going to have 57.3 or 57.2 cents, then you're going to be slightly above that, and there's much, much bigger chance of you getting filled and the price actually reversing, because not everyone's going to get filled at 57 cents, right? If we're going to bounce off of 57 cents, there's a chance that a lot of people don't get filled. And that happened to me sometimes. So I learned my lesson. So having your limit order slightly above the support is the smartest thing you can do. And the same thing applies for resistance. Once you're selling, just have the sell order slightly below the resistance. Now, if we're looking at FTM long term, we do have a minimal target sitting at $7.44. And that's, of course, if we break above this all-time high. And it looks like we're going to be able to do that. FTM is, having a nice uptrend. We're breaking above major resistance levels. It looks pretty healthy. From the current prices, we are looking at a 4x up until the all-time high. And to the 1.272, that's going to be a 9x. Is that possible? I would say it's pretty possible. Let's take a look at the market cap. 2.3. So we're potentially like a 10x from here is doable. Like a $20 billion market cap is doable. And most of the supply is out in circulation. So tokenomics are really good for FTM. Now, one of our bad boys from Patreon, if I can just show you GLQ, right? So this was our entry here, down at 0.006 something. And right now we ran into the second fib level, and we're retracing back to the 1.618 and the 20 MA on the weekly. This did massive, massive gains. Like, the explosion here is absolutely crazy. If you were looking to get into it, I would say 9 cents would be a good area to start looking at, and the 20 MA as well. Yeah, but look at that move. We got to 97 on the RSI. And I think the market cap is below 20 at this point. Oh, it's $37 million. Okay, we were getting into this when it was sitting at like $1 to $2 million. Crazy. And these are the type of gains we make on Patreon. Like if you look at Pocket Network, for example, that did a pretty significant move to the upside, and it's still holding itself up relatively. Okay, let's go to the past year. So we were looking into Pocket throughout this bear market here below 2 cents, and then we got to 30 cents. So 15x there, 30x on GraphLink, 30x on Injective. Like, these are the type of gains we're making on Patreon. So hopefully that covers it for FTM. Thamer, hello there. Nice to have you. Nice to have you back on the live stream. So can you check TLM short and long term? Let's take a look at TLM. Alien Worlds. And by the way, Coinbase has won a lawsuit confirming that trading cryptocurrencies on its platform does not violate securities laws. And that's a really bullish, news there. And this supposedly came out April 6th, just a few hours ago, right? So is Bitcoin reacting to that at all? Let's go to the 2-hour chart. I don't think Bitcoin's reacting that much. Well, I guess it has a bit of a move to the upside because of that, but nothing significant. And it's funny how 68,000 right now seems very boring and very just annoying, when a month ago we were going crazy over Bitcoin breaking $70,000. Okay, so let's pull out the TLM token. So the market cap is 92, almost $93 million, 40% out in circulation. Decentralized NFT metaverse where players compete for scarce resources, Trillium, in a stimulated economy centered around planetary worlds. So this is like an NFT metaverse game. And the project was started trading back in 2021 in April. So it's been a good few years. They have obviously, I would assume, developed, because I don't follow the project, but if they're still alive, then they've obviously been developing and the prices are moving up, which is nice to see. Okay, let's open up the weekly. And we did some TA on it, as you can see previously. And I think Thamer was the one requesting it. So we had this nice purple area that we broke above, had a nice back test, and then I moved to the upside. Of course, you can immediately see this inverse head and shoulders. And the target there. Okay, so we didn't necessarily get to the inverse head and shoulders pattern target, but there's still time to do it. We're not breaking the trend. We did break above this back in February. Okay. So we did run into the 0.03264 cents resistance from August 2022. We didn't really break above it, unfortunately. That would have been the sign that I'm looking for the confirmation of the bear market bottom. So the bear market bottom from September 2023 would be confirmed once we break above the August high and have a back test. Or unless we, just have a parabolic move to the upside, there's no need for a back test in that situation. But the chart looks good, looks healthy. We just need to break a few more resistance levels. A back test of 0.01925 potentially is around the corner here for us. That's where the 20 EMA is. So that's what I would be looking at in terms of entries if you're just looking to set up some buy limit orders. But even right now, we're sitting at a 32% dip from the local top there, from that resistance. So you can start getting into the project right now if you didn't have any tokens yet and you were looking to buy some. This is a good area to start doing that. And then once we go lower, you can just continue averaging in. The weekly RSI doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad either. Let's set up a fib. So 0.07137 cents is going to be your 1.618 target after we break above the August high. Let's see if there's any dilution. I guess there's a bit of token dilution there, but nothing significant. Let's actually take a look at the vesting schedule here for Alien Worlds, and they don't have anything for vesting. All-time high. All-time high market cap is $1.6 billion. So those were the token sales. Okay. Is there anything else we can take? Analytics. I guess fundraising. We can take a look at that. Private. Okay, so 14.6% to the team. The foundation. I mean, the team got a bit more than I'd like to. Usually when it's above 10%, I don't like that a lot. And these are the rest of the 46%. And Binance Labs is one of the backers. Wow. So if Binance Labs is behind the project, that's really good. That's really good. Okay, so in that case, I might even start looking into buying this myself if it's backed by Binance. And long term, if we're looking to break above the previous, let's take this high, for example. Let's take that high at 41 cents. And in this case, we do have the 1.272, $1.16. So $1.16 is going to be our minimal target for the bull market. And from the current prices, that is a 5,300% to the upside. Because right now we're sitting at what, 2 cents? So if we're able to do that, then that'd be great. And to the previous top here, that's a 1,700, essentially like a 19x. Not bad. Not bad opportunity here to get some nice gains with this metaverse project. Like usually projects that have Binance Labs in their backers tend to do well. For example, Arkham was one of the ones that we got into because Binance was one of the backers. That was one of the leading reasons why I got into it. And we managed to buy in at 65 cents or so, right before the pump there to $4. And the fact that Binance Labs was their backer was the deciding factor because this was a relatively new project. And usually I don't really like diving into newer projects that much because they're more risky. But with Arkham, this was a really good call. Of course, the patrons got all of that when it happened. Hey, Azik, any idea what's a good buy right now? No, not financial advice, of course. Okay, so let's go through some projects. We'll try to stay below an hour for this live stream. All right, let's go through my list of tokens. So this is AGIX. Personally, I wouldn't be buying into it right now. That is way too high. All right, so we're not going to do full-on TAs on all of these. I'm just going to go through the list real quick. So Alchemy Pay, you can look into that. ADA, Algorand, Altura, Atom. I wouldn't buy AVAX right now, to be honest with you. Band Protocol. We were talking about Boson for so long, and look what it did. We were talking about Boson on Patreon, on these live streams. Look what it did. But right now, I would not be buying into it. So you can look into CheckDot. CQT is another one. Crust Network is another one. Polkadot. And again, I'm giving you all of the ones that I would be looking into buying right now. Engined, Eagled, Energy Web, Fetch, no. No. I wouldn't be buying Fetch right now. Why is it doing that? Okay, GLMR, you can look into GLMR as well. Injective, no. I would not be getting into Injective, to be honest with you. Unless you want a super safe project, you can start looking into buying Injective at the current prices. But if you're getting into it expecting like a 20x, I would say that's probably not going to happen this bull market. You can look into Cadena. Kaspa, I wouldn't get into Kaspa, to be honest with you. Kusama, you can look into Kusama. Mana. Polygon Matic, something you can look into right now. Morpheus Network. Moon River. Mina Protocol. Look at these. All of them are retracing back to the 20 EMA. Near Protocol, no. Near Protocol is a big no-no right now. Pocket Network, I guess you can get into it, but it's definitely not going to do 100x for you at this point, because you were not getting into, if you were not getting into it down here, then you shouldn't be expecting like 100x from Pocket Network. But if you're looking for a safe 5x, I would say you can look into Pocket. You can look into Pocket Network. Solana, no. That would be a no. Very overextended. Uniswap, I would probably wait for a bit of a more retracement, I guess. But yeah, the 20 EMA is probably where I would be getting into Uniswap at this point. Because again, with Uniswap, we were talking about it throughout this bear market. And now people want to start getting into it once we had the pump. I guess if you're waiting for some bullish news and for the confirmation of the bull market, that's fine. But I would not be getting into it right here. That's exactly why I was buying all the way down here. UTK, you can look into UTK. Trust Wallet token. Wow, that's a lot of tickers there, or price tags. So you can look into that. You can look into VRA if you're fine with the token migration that they're having. XRD started moving up as well. So you still have a chance to get into it, I would say, before it starts running up. XP Network, something you can take a look at, NFT project. So that's from the list that I have. We can quickly go through the CoinMarketCap top 100, top 200. We have Say, Pendle, Beam. I know a lot of people are bullish on Beam, and you can start looking into that. For me, it's a bit too high right now. I have enough high cap and mid cap altcoins, to be honest with you, so I'm not going to be getting into Beam. Ronin is something we spoke about when it was sitting at $2, I believe, but now it went up too much, so I would wait. Ondo is something you can look into. Gnosis, Osmosis. If you're looking to get some airdrops on Cosmos, Osmosis is a really good bet. Dimension, still really cheap. Manta Network, you can look into that. Let's see. Golem, we just covered it, so I would stay away from Golem. Radium. Illuvium went up a bit too much. I don't know. Centrifuge sitting at 93 cents. We talked about Centrifuge a while ago when it was a low cap gem. Arkham, like if you're still looking to get into something, Arkham potentially could be a nice entry. It's below $500 million, so look into it while it is still quite low. Origin Trail, another one. GMX, I wouldn't touch anything with futures or derivatives, so GMX is a no for me. Flux, you can look into Flux. We got into this at 50 cents, I believe, on Patreon, and we covered those two. So yeah, those are the projects I would be looking into within the first 200 on the CoinMarketCap rankings. When it comes to low caps, what I would be doing is seeing how overextended they are. Like if they're super overextended, the R size, above the index of 90, and they've done like a 50x already, I would probably look for something else. But any other low caps that you're bullish on and they're in bullish niches, and maybe they're just a recent project, so it's a bit risky, but still, if you get into it at the right time, you can make a lot of money. but of course, be careful with these low caps. So we'll do one more over T. Props, please. Let's take a look at props. Okay, so which props is it? Is it prop base or is it props token? Which one is it? Let me know in the comments right now so we can take a look at it. If not, we'll just switch over to the next request. Base, okay. So it's going to be prop base. $80.2 million. They have a max supply, which is good, but only 28.5. And of course, it's seeing a massive move to the upside. Is this an RWA project or something? Cutting edge real estate tokenization platform that utilizes the power of the Aptos blockchain to provide users with a new and exciting way to invest in properties. Interesting. Investing into properties. I started with as little as $100 and get in on the ground floor of high quality, resilient real estate asset with fractional ownership. Buy on MEXC BitGet. Okay. Yearly yield, capital gains. Yeah, looks like an interesting, like these RWA projects are going to be going parabolic, and they already started doing that. So this saw like a 5-6x move to the upside. So I'd be careful getting into it right now. But if you already got into it, base, okay. Let's take a look at the MEXC chart there. How long has it been trading for? December 2023. Okay, so this is the correct chart then. Yeah, so I would definitely not be getting into this at the current prices. We don't even know if this is the local peak or not. We can't really apply a fib. So I would be careful buying something at the local tops like that. Now what you can do is you can target this support block. So between 17 and 13 cents. That's going to be a really, really good area to accumulate your tokens at. So as you can see, we held that as support back in March. We had a nice back test of support in April from the block there, from the top of the block. And then we started moving to the upside from there. And let me see. Yeah, I don't really think we're going to be coming back down to these prices below 5 cents, to be honest with you. Anything can happen, of course. If we have a black swan, a massive crash, anything can happen. But just to be more realistic, these are the levels that I would be looking at. And once we start retracing a bit more and we know that we've printed our local top, we can then drop a fib and see what the potential levels are. But as of right now, we haven't even lost a 0.236, so there's no reason for us to set up a Fibonacci at all. And in terms of how high this can go, we don't really know because we haven't seen the RWA narrative popping in the crypto space before. Centrifuge could be an example to set for now if it's a $400 million market cap, you know, and this is an $80 million market cap project. So a 5x from here would put it at 50 cents. Actually, why are the prices different? Hold on. Is this the right? Did I open up the right? Why is MEXC different? Okay, let's take a look at a different prop base. Let's take a look at Bitmart. Bitmart also has the price at 23 cents. Okay, why was that one at 12 cents? That's weird. Yeah, that was really weird. Why was it at 12 cents? Like I'm not tripping. Okay, it wasn't. Okay, weird. Okay, I guess I am tripping. I guess I am tripping. But a 5x essentially would put us at $1.25, roughly speaking. So that's the least you could expect, $1.25, and that's based on what Centrifuge has done so far, right? And this is not even the peak of the bull market. So from where we are right now, right, a 5x would put us at $1.25. So we can go much, much higher. I think the RWA narrative is going to be exploding in this bull market, and it's probably going to be even a bigger thing in the next bull market in 2027, 2028, whenever we get that. So yeah, look into these RWA coins. There's definitely some good picks, but I would definitely not be chasing these green candles. But that should be it for this live stream, guys. I want to thank you all for joining. I see Elorm sent a request. Unfortunately, Elorm, we don't have enough time to take a look at your request. Send me a DM on Telegram or Patreon, and we'll do a video for you on Patreon. No worries there. We're not gonna leave you hanging. But I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to show you. Yeah, should be it. All right. Over to you. No problem. No problem. Hope you guys have a great day. Elorm, reach out to me on Patreon, and everyone else, stay safe and take care.